The what. What is mark making? So today we are going to focus on mark making. Mark making is simply the ability of a child of absolutely any age to be able to make marks. And eventually, they'll be able to ascribe meaning to the marks that they make. There's a big difference between mark making and the formality of handwriting. So with handwriting, it's more about the pencil grip and the correct letter formation. Whereas with mark making, there is so much more freedom and flexibility. It allows the children to be creative, and it allows them to become creative storytellers and writers. There's possible stages to mark making, such as scribbling, making circles or lines, making more defined shapes and lines. Eventually, making familiar letters or symbols, maybe letters from their own name. This will then lead into CVC words. The why. Why is mark making important? Mark making is so important as it allows children to develop in their confidence. Mark making supports the children to be creative. Like we said before, we want our children to become creative writers and storytellers. Mark making is an effective way to help children express themselves and communicate their feelings and emotions. Mark making is also really important for their muscle development. Mark making does require a certain amount of strength and muscle development to be able to control those mark making tools. Babies and young children, they're likely to use a one-handed palm grasp to make those marks. And as their fine and gross motor skills develop, they're likely to use a tripod grip, also known as froggy legs. The how. How can we support children in their fine and gross motor control? There are so many exciting and engaging activities that we can do to support the children in their mark making and their fine and gross motor control. Giving children opportunities to draw on large scale. Give them paper on the floor or on the wall. Allow them to use their whole arm from their shoulders to their fingertips, as opposed to just a small piece of paper. Give them opportunities to make marks horizontally and vertically. Just daily activities such as making Play-Doh, threading, exploring different materials, or just having a bucket of water with a paintbrush. How can we promote mark making? So you need to be aware of your children. Be aware of their interests, their individual needs. Do you know their stage of development? Think about your environment. Is it exciting? Is it engaging? Is it wow? What about your resources? Are they age appropriate? Are your children engaged? Are they excited? Is it wow? So daily activities that might promote mark making. This might include role play. Children might want to make their own shopping list. So to you and I, that might just look like a piece of paper with some scribbles on. But to that child, that's really exciting and meaningful. That's their shopping list. Tough spot activities. You can fill it with shaving foam, put cards in it to make different marks. And cooking. Allow the children to make their own recipes. There are so many exciting activities out there to engage children to be able to mark make. The assessment. Okay, so now it's time for the assessment. We're going to start off by you watching me with a group of children that are aged 30 to 50 months. So I know these children, I know their interests, I know their stage of development. So I've planned my activity accordingly. Okay, so now we're at the nursery and you can see I've set up the environment. I've thought about the children, I've thought about their individual interests and their stage of development. We're going to start by exploring Gloop, and then we're going to move on to making Play-Doh together. This is all to support the children's muscle development. And then we're going to move on to mark making on a large and small scale. What have we got?
They're all gluey. And this is cupcake glue. Actually, I want to make Play-Doh.
You want to make Play-Doh?
Yeah.
What do you guys think?
Yes.
Yes? Yes, Sunny, would you like to help too? Okay, let's go for it then.
Can we have
Show me what we've got. Twist. That's it. Twist. Twist. There we go. Now what do we need to do with it?
I need to pull it. Now can I put some of this?
I think it's Sunny's turn now.
And then my go.
And then your turn.
Then my go.
And then Sunny. Right, where are we at now? What do we need?
Water?
I think that's a good idea. Here it is.
Can I put it?
It's very heavy, be careful.
We can all do the water.
Everybody can do the water. Lovely.
My turn.
Tallulah's turn. It's now Darcy's turn.
Darcy should do it first.
That's okay.
Really? But that's okay if you.
Whose turn now?
It's my brother's.
Your brother. Sunny, do you want to have a turn?
It's Frank's turn next.
That's okay. Sunny can have a turn.
And Frank gets the next one.
Go on then, pour all of it in. Wow!
It's on my hand.
We can watch it, can't we?
It's pretty hard. Can I try to do that? Yuck. Can I mix a little bit? Oh, look at it now.
Would you like to have a look at some other things that we've got going on in here?
I did see the crayons.
You did see the crayons?
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Push your hands through. Push.
We have one
Ready, Sunny? Can you put your hands in? Wow, let's go to the wall. Lovely, well done. That's beautiful, Darcy. What is it?
That's a big circle.
That is a really big circle.
I think we can make it all in.
Tallulah. That is so good, well done.
I think I don't need to do my name.
What was your mistake?
After, in the middle.
That's okay. I can see that you're working so super hard though. What about Sunny? What are you doing, Sunny? Does that say mummy? I can help you. I like what you're doing there, Frank. What about Darcy? What do you think Darcy's doing there? Darcy, do you want to tell Frank what you've made?
Mummy.
It's mummy. Sunny, that is really, really good. Well done.
It's so hot.
You've been working so hard on that.
What? What are the colours in there?
What colours can you see through there?
Purple, pink, blue, and orange.
So now it's your turn to go and plan an exciting activity. I want you to plan an activity for children that are aged 22 to 36 months. I want you to think about their interests, think about those individual children, think about their stage of development. You need to think about the environment, the resources that you're using. Is it exciting? Is it engaging? Once you finish your activity, please go through the criteria and make sure everything is ticked off. Remember, quality teaching is quality learning.